everyone, welcome to SLNS IAS Academy's Daily Current Affairs. So let us see the important articles or the topics which are present in the current affairs. Right. So let us start our discussion with the first important international issue, that is Quad. Okay. So what is Quad? So it is a multilateral framework comprising of countries India, Australia, Japan and the USA. Okay, so we have the India and we have Australia, we have the Japan and the USA. So these are the four countries which are forming the Quad group or Quad association. Okay, so recently we have the Quad foreign ministers meeting. So the ministers of the four countries have met in Washington, which is in the USA. Okay, so Quad includes India, Japan, USA and the Australia, which are primarily situated in the Indo-Pacific region. Right. So this is formally known as Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. So Quad is the nickname, while formally it is called as the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. So when does this first idea mooted by whom and in which year? So the idea of Quad was first initiated or mooted by the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in the year 2007. Okay, so this is the important point fact you need to remember. And what is the purpose? So the four countries will, with a shared commitment to work as a force for the global good. Okay, so which are present in the open, free and inclusive Indo-Pacific region. So these countries will work together for the global good. Okay, which are primarily situated in the Indo-Pacific region. Right. So every year the Quad countries will meet for two different summits, that is the Quad Leaders Summit and the Foreign Ministers Meeting. So this is one and this is two on annual basis. So every year two meetings. So we have the Foreign Ministers Meeting, which has happened at the Washington this year, and in 2025 the India will host the Quad Leaders Summit. So that is why this is in the current affairs as point of our international relations. This is very important topic for us. Okay, the next important topic we have the production linked incentive, which we call it as PLI scheme. So what is this scheme? So this scheme is for the manufacturing sector boost. So to boost the productions in the manufacturing sector, the government has launched this scheme in 2020 with the outlay of the budget 1.97 trillion rupees. So with that budget in 2020, the government wanted the domestic and the foreign players to increase the production. So based on their increase of the production, they are going to give the incentives and increments. So this was the thought of the PLI scheme. Then why is this scheme now in use? Because the government is trying or exploring the modifications related to the PLI scheme 2.0. Okay, so where there will be incentives to domestic value addition and incremental exports. So for the exports which have been increased for that, and also for the domestic value addition. For example, wheat. So wheat is produced in the agriculture sector, while this wheat by processing will become atta, and by making different type of doughs, we can use it in the bakery items, food restaurants, etc. So thereby there has been value addition to this wheat through different products like this. So this is the value addition, and also by the incremental exports. Let's say a company X is exporting atta, let's say for 1000 kgs every month in 2024. So in 2025, let's say it is exporting 1200 kgs. So what is the increment? 200 kgs. So based on this increment, the government will provide the incentives. So this is the increment of the exports. So 200 kgs will be the incremental export. So based on this, the government will provide the incentives. Okay. Right. Why now the government want to modify this PLI scheme? Because to attract the global companies to set up the production here. Okay. So locally, to boost the local manufacturing sectors, domestic production increase, and number 2, so the global companies to establish their production centers here. For example, Apple is a US based company, but it is having the production centers in Chennai, many of the mega cities. So in the similar way, government is trying to increase the both arenas, both the sectors. Okay, what are the results of this? There will be reduction in the imports. Why? Because locally we are manufacturing Apple iPhones, then why will we import from US or any other country? So that is the main important thing. So there will be reduction of the imports. Thereby we will be saving the forex and enhance the participation in global supply chains. So we can send our goods to the global markets. So these are the two different positive impacts of the PLI scheme. Right. So this PLI scheme is covering 14 sectors. So for example, the electronic manufacturing, the semiconductors, the pharmaceutical, the specialty steel, etc. All these are being included in the production linked incentive scheme. So how many sectors are there? 14 sectors. Okay. So it offers 4 to 6% of incentive to the incremental sales to the eligible strategic industries. So the industries who are eligible in this 14 sectors, so the eligible companies or the industries will get the 4 to 6% of incentives. For example, in 2024, a company is producing 1000 units. Okay, but in 2025, the company is producing 1500 units. So what is the increment? 500 units. So the company, the eligible company will get 4 to 6% of incentive on this 500 units. Not the basic one, because 1000 units was already the existing capacity of the company. So the increased one is 500 units. So they will get incentive on this amount of the production. Right. So this under this scheme, both the domestic and the foreign firms can register it and get the incentives or the financial awards. Okay. So this is the PLI scheme. So this is very, very important for us in the prelims, and we can use this scheme in multiple areas in our answer writing as well. So this is one important topic. Next is the Amazon phase. So we all know that Amazon forest is one of the most vital or the critical forest on the globe. So it is having the tropical rainforest, we can say evergreen rainforest. Okay, so they are the, the canopy of the trees is very huge, thereby they are having more leaves which are absorbing the carbon dioxide. Okay, so these are very important for the sustenance of the globe to reduce the carbon dioxide, right? So there is an experiment started by the Brazil government and United Kingdom government both together, which is called as Amazon phase. So what is phase? The free air carbon dioxide enrichment. So what is Amazon phase? Amazon is the Amazon forest, whereas phase means the free air carbon dioxide enrichment. Okay, so it is a large scale climate simulation project. Okay, so what is simulation project? So temporarily they will create the similar conditions. Simulation is means before, for example, astronauts before going to the space, they will undergo the simulation project. Means what? They will undergo the similar conditions of the space in the earth itself. It is a practice game kind of thing, right? So this is a large scale simulation project. So what is this one? Because they wanted to see how the Amazon forest, that is the tropical rainforest, will react or respond to the increased carbon dioxide levels. Okay, so we all know in this era of the climate change, the carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere is increasing very much, right? So based on the just a guesswork of the so based on the 2050 and 60 carbon dioxide levels, they wanted to see with the increased carbon levels how the tropical rainforest of the Amazon are going to respond or react to it. Okay, so this is the project which is located at Manaus in the Brazil. Okay, so Manaus in the Brazil. So it is a project by the Brazil government and the United Kingdom government. So what we are doing is we are arranging a 6 steel tower rings surrounding the 50 to 70 mature trees each. Okay, so it is consisting of 6 steel tower rings around the matured trees. The 3 rings are exposed to elevated carbon dioxide levels. So what are the levels? So which we are expecting by 2050 to 2060. And the remaining 3 rings will control them. They are acting as the controls. So, okay, so this simulating project are having advanced sensors to record the forest response, tropical rainforest response. So for every 10 minutes, the tracking, the carbon dioxide absorption, oxygen release, humidity variations. What is humidity? The water vapor content in the atmosphere. So all these things are being monitored, okay, for every 10 minutes. So how the plants will react with the increased carbon dioxide levels, etc. This simulation project is also very important as part of our environment. Right. So the next important one, we have the International Solar Alliance. So International Solar Alliance is a intergovernmental organization, means many governments together are forming this organization. So who launched this? So it is the project of India. So India launched along with the France government in 2015. So on the sidelines of COP21 of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Paris. So 2015, when the UNFCCC was happening at Paris, so at the same venue, the India and France have started the ISA at the rate 2015. Okay, so what is this International Solar Alliance? So it is a action oriented, member driven, okay, so member driven and a collaborative platform only for the development of the solar energy technologies. Solar energy, what is solar energy? So the energy received from the sun is called as solar energy, right? So this ISA is guided by towards 1000 strategy. This is very important. So what it includes? So it aims to mobilize the $1,000 billion of investment in which sector? Of course, solar sector. And by which year? 2030. So 1,000 billion US dollars by 2030, and giving access to 1,000 million people of solar energy. Which access? Solar energy access to 1,000 million people, and installation of 1,000 gigawatts of solar energy capacity. So $1,000 billion by 2030, 1,000 million people should get the solar energy, and also 1,000 gigawatts of solar energy capacity must be produced. So this is the towards 1000 strategy. Towards 1000 strategy. Right. So what is the decision making body, top level decision making body? It is the ISA assembly. Okay. So what is the total number of countries present in the ISA? It is 104 members including India. Okay, and there are 16 signatories along with 104 members. So where is the headquarters? Because India was one of the founding member, the headquarter is the National Institute of Solar Energy in the Gurugram, India. So at this place we have we have established the headquarters of the ISA. Okay, so in 2021 the UN General Assembly conferred observer status to ISA. Okay, so what is the 99th member? Spain. Okay, see, try to remember these facts because it will be helpful for our prelims. I'm attempting the prelims questions. Right, in 2024 the Moldova signed the ISA framework agreement. Okay, and the important one is the 8th ISA assembly session in 2025, which has happened in the New Delhi in India. Okay, so under the India's chairmanship or the presidency, the 8th International Solar Alliance Assembly Session 2025 happened. Okay, so there they launched the Sunrise. What is Sunrise? See, these full forms are very important for the prelims questions, right? The Solar Upcycling Network for Recycling Innovation Stakeholder Engagement. Solar Upcycling Network for Recycling Innovation and Stakeholder Engagement. Okay, so it is a global initiative to promote the solar energy recycling. So you have to use this word recycling here. Okay, so recycling and for the employment and circular economy. So circular economy is also nowadays a very popular term. So you need to here understand, for the first time solar waste recycling has also been targeted or has been popularized under this 2025 session, right? So at this session they also released one important flagship report, that is the Ease of Doing Solar 2025 and Solar Trends 2025 report. So what are the two reports? Ease of Doing Solar 2025 and the Trends, Solar Trends 2025, right? So they also unveiled a global capability center. So what is this global capability center? So they want to develop the ISA Academy in like similar terms of the Silicon Valley, and also they want to introduce the AI, artificial intelligence based online learning platform for the solar professionals. Okay, so GCC is also very important. The reports they released are also important, and Sunrise is very important. So these are the important facts you need to remember regarding it. So these are the important topics for the current affairs today. Let us continue our discussion in the next video, upcoming video. Thank you.